Good evening and welcome to Miss Gwenny Eats. This evening I have my own version of pork chops and applesauce. However, y'all know I do it big, so I have Tomahawk pork chops. And instead of doing applesauce, I'm doing apple compote. And I also paired it with some gratin potatoes, a recipe that I got from my mom. And I never get right. And I had to have some greens, so some Parmesan green beans. And this evening, I'm also going to showcase a new flavor of cheesecake I tried. I got the idea from Kawan Rory about 2 years ago, and I'm just now making it. So at the end of the pork chops, I will do, I will taste test the orange creamsicle. If I like it, it'll be on my Gwenny Cakes page. If not, I will go back to the drawing board and try it again. My alcohol of choice for this evening is Chardonnay that I found on clearance from Food Lion. It's called Buck Shack Chardonnay. I can't tell you that I'm usually a Chardonnay fan, but because this was clearance, I'll probably love it and never be able to find it again. But we'll see. You know, the fact that I don't like Chardonnay may still hold true. I'm going to be honest and say that my gratin potatoes just don't look like my mother's. Hers are all creamy and pretty, and these are ugly and clumpy, but hopefully, even though they look ugly, they taste good. So let's try it and see. Woo, this was a fail. Fail. I failed. Ooh, have mercy. I'm gonna have to wash this down with some of this wine. It's just like clumpy cheese on top of potatoes. But I'm gonna choke it down. Woo. It's rare when I cook something and don't like it, but I don't like that. And let's try this wine and see how I feel about the wine. Don't like that either. But I'm gonna drink it because I paid $12.60 for it. But that's what I get for trying something new. But I wanted to do something different because I remember when I did the Hawaiian chicken, I had too much sweet. The wine was sweet, the chicken was sweet, the pineapple was sweet. It was just too much sweet. And I didn't want to do that again. So I wanted to offset it with a drier wine and fail because I don't like it. Um, I know a lot of people like Chateau Saint Michelle Chardonnay, and I've tried it and I could tolerate it, but it's not one of my favorites. But this right here, I'm going to force myself to drink it because I paid $12.60 for this nasty stuff. Anyway, so let's try these. Get away from these awful potatoes. They are awful. So I'm gonna go to this apple compote. Now the apple compote recipe I found online, and it has orange juice. It called for 2 apples, 2 McIntosh, but I did Granny Smith because I like the tartness. So I did 4 Granny Smith apples. Almost cut my finger off with that corer, however you say it. I think it's hard to use. The apples were all ugly, but I was stewing them anyway, so I didn't care. But anyway, so I did 4 apples, so I used a full cup of 2 cups of orange juice. I did 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I seasoned it with a cup of dark brown sugar, and then I added a little bit of cinnamon to it. The recipe called for nutmeg, but I'm not too much of a fan of nutmeg. If it's anything more than a dash, and if I can avoid it at all, I avoid it. So I did cinnamon. So let's see how orange juice seasons apples. Y'all wish me luck because them potatoes and that wine, good gracious. Okay, now this is good. The apples pair good with the cinnamon and the brown sugar, and it's all just tangy but sweet too at the same time. Like, look at that. I like that. I'll go to the green beans because I made them before and I know I'm going to like them because I did not like that wine. And I did not like those potatoes. But those apples are good. I know my green beans are good. And the seasoning I use for, okay, I got the Tomahawk pork chops from Harris Teeter. I probably got about 8 of them for $40, which isn't bad. I mean, it's a tomahawk. And the same way with the steak where the meat comes all the way down the bone, it's like that on the pork chop, but the difference is it's meatier because it's pork. It's just meaty. But look at that. Look at how the meat comes all the way down. Check that sear out too. Nice little grill marks. But so this is kind of like having a rib with a pork chop attached to it. And I like pork chops and I like ribs. So win-win to me. And I tried a different kind of dry rub this time. I usually use the same 2 things on my pork chops, depending on whether I'm frying them or baking and grilling them. But this time I stepped out of my comfort zone and I just did adobo, paprika, because I wanted it to have some color, and then the cayenne pepper and a little bit of, I'm not saying I literally like sprinkle cayenne pepper just to give it a little bit of heat. So hopefully I like this combination because, honey, let me go back to these potatoes again. Man, listen, if anybody can give me a recipe, because obviously I'm not listening to what my mother tells me because hers are perfect and mine are clumpy lumps. If anybody has a suggestion or a recipe for how I can make these au gratin potatoes creamy, I would gladly appreciate it, because when I tell you, anyway, fail. I don't know what else to say. I've said it a couple times. Okay, now let's get to this pork chop. That is a good combination of seasoning. That's a little, the cayenne pepper gives a little kick right at the end. Oh my gosh. And I took them off just in time so they're nice and tender. I'm trying not to smack, because when I tell you, if you watch that video of me reviewing the sexy sauce, I smacked all through that video. And y'all know I got some big lips, so it was just smack, smack, smack all over the place. I know some people may have watched that and said, I cannot watch it with this girl smacking, and turned it off. But that sauce was good. And I'm going to try it on shrimp next. I liked it on pork ribs. I'm going to try it on shrimp next because I think that'll be really good. I'm just not sure what I'm going to pair it with, but I know what's happening. And when I do it, I will let you guys know. I may need some ideas on what to pair the shrimp with, though. So back to this. Let me take another sip of this awful wine. Just because it's gross doesn't mean I'm going to waste it. I usually buy $6 and $7 wine. This stuff was $12.60, but I was trying to be cute. I won't be cute no more. I'll stick to my $7 wine from now on. So if you have a problem with Duplin, don't watch my videos, because I'm just going to have Duplin and might have Southern Twang for every video, because I like those and they're good. And y'all got to excuse me, but something about this pork chop, I'm not about to get cute and cut it with a knife. I got to get in this. Yo, this is a good combination of seasonings. I'm about to chew my lip gloss off. I don't even care. Only thing about going savage is keep cleaning your hands. I gotta savor that. I feel like such a greedy person. Like, this is really good. And y'all know I usually only take a couple bites, but I might smash this whole pork chop. Mm. And I know some people don't like pork, and that's okay. You don't have to use that combination of seasonings on pork. The cayenne pepper, the paprika, and the adobo. You can use it on some chicken. You could probably use it on some fish and it'll be pretty good. Because this really, I don't know, I guess, everything is just better on the grill anyway. And I love to grill. I will go out there in the rain sometimes if I'm really in the mood to grill. But this is really good. I like this combination of seasoning. Like I said, I bombed them potatoes. The apples are yummy. Green beans, as expected. You can't really ruin green beans. You have to just make them too soggy. And these are fresh green beans. They take a little longer to cook. So I kind of put the Parmesan on at the back end. And they came out really good. I like those. Yes, I'm still drinking this wine. I said I'm not wasteful. Okay, now let me move these pork chops to the side, because when I tell y'all, when I end this video, I'm going to go ham on these two pork chops. I'm going to try not to eat both of them, but I might. Don't judge me. This is good. When I come up with something good and it's combined with something bad I know I'm not going to eat, I'm going to enjoy the something good, which is the pork chops. Okay. Now this is the cheesecake. I don't think you could really see it because of my fluorescent light, but it's orange creamsicle, and I did homemade whipped cream. And even though the cheesecake is orange, I colored the whipped cream orange, but I didn't use orange flavoring in it. I didn't want to power it. So that's the cream part of it. I guess creamsicle, the cream from the whipped cream and the orange. Anyway, and then I use a standard graham cracker crust. If I like it, again, I'll put it up for sale on my Gwenny Cakes page, and that's at Gwenny_Cakes_78. All right, let's try this and see what it does. Now, so far, we got good apples, good pork tomahawk, bad potatoes, and this wine, I'm just going to be sad when I drink it. And now, let's try this right here. Again, this was inspired by Kawan Rory. Thanks, brother. If it's good, thanks. If not, mind your business next time and just let me figure out my own recipes. This tastes just like orange push-up ice cream. I mean, just like it, except in cheesecake form. It has that little bite, the little flavor that comes with cheesecake. But aside from that, it tastes just like an orange push-up. Huh, that's weird. And I mean, it's weird in a good way, but God, this is good. See, I'm going to have the kids just come and eat this whole thing, because if they don't eat it, I'm going to eat it. And that is unacceptable. I try to only eat one slice when I try a new flavor, and this is really, really good. Okay? So, and as always, my strawberry shortcake t-shirt. And there she goes in the corner. She's my favorite girl since I was a little girl. Okay, and that is the end of Miss Gwenny Eats for this evening. The link to my YouTube page is in my bio. As always, like, share, and subscribe.